tutorial, I'm finally using Urban Decay's Vice Palette number 4, and the packaging is so beautiful. I know that I do have a couple of gripes with the Urban Decay Naked palettes, but the Vice palettes for me have never been let down. Before I start priming my eyes, I'm going to just show you the palette really quickly. These are all of the shades that this palette has, and I love that there is a matte brick eyeshadow shade for the transition. You have your satin matte colors, shimmer shades. Oh, it's just so beautiful. To start off, I'm going to use my favorite primer. I'm just taking my finger, dabbing off any extra oil that I may have on my eyelid. This brush is from Crown. It's not numbered, but it's a synthetic brush. It makes your eye base just go on really nice and smooth, and that's what I love about this brush. There's another brush that I love from Sedona Lace, but I fluctuate between those two brushes. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, I mentioned I was going to most likely wear my hair up for this tutorial, even for the intro and outro. My hair was due to get washed, but during my shower this morning, if I would have washed my hair, that would have just taken up so much time that come around 1 o'clock when it's time for me to leave, I would not have been able to finish up this tutorial. So my hair is pretty oily right now, and I cannot do those beautiful Pinterest braided hair looks, so I just pretty much braided the sides of my hair and just pinned it back. It's not the most prettiest look, but I try. I just raised the exposure on my camera. Hopefully this will be legible for you guys. But the first shade I'm going to use for the transition is called Bitten. Oh, it's not. See, I can't even read it. It's not Bitten. It's actually Bitter. Love these brick eyeshadow shades. And this brush I'm using is from Crown. It blends really nicely. This color is very pigmented. This one looks like it is a matte shade. So I'm going to build it up. Outer corner to the inner corner. I'm so happy that they added colors like this in this Vice palette. This one has perfect eyeshadow colors. But what I love is that there are definitely great shades that you don't need to reach for another palette to use for the transition. I am extremely impressed with the payoff of these eyeshadows. There's no splotchiness when you're blending them out. Really awesome color payoff. Taking Luxie Beauty's 231 small tapered blending brush and that same transition shade, I'm going to apply this at the lower lash line from the outer corner to the inner corner of the eye. I'm pretty particular about how I apply my lower lash line colors. Is I just hold a mirror in front of me and avoid trying to look up. That way I don't get creases on my forehead. If you're new to my channel, that's why I'm not wrinkling my forehead. I've mentioned this several times in my videos, but no, I don't have injectables that's preventing me from wrinkling my forehead. I just choose not to, which is a good tip if you are trying to avoid getting wrinkles. Don't wrinkle your forehead when you are applying your makeup. Trust me, it'll help you out in the long run. I like to heavily apply the lower lash line colors sometimes because I find that it helps to hide the little creases that I have right there, but then I'm going to sharpen up and cover up any excess with my pressed, what is it, not Milani, Rimmel translucent pressed powder, so it'll just get rid of any excess. So our eyes should look like this. Looks kind of like I haven't slept for a while, but it'll look nice once this is finished. So just like that. I'm now taking the shade Delete to deepen up the crease. And I'm using Luxie Beauty's 229 blending brush very gently at the outer edge. This one looks like a matte shade as well, like a soft dark brown eyeshadow. We'll blend out any harsh edges in just a bit. This brush might be a little bit too soft for this blending application. I might need to go in with a brush that is made out of a natural hair versus synthetic. That way I get a really great blend. So I'm switching over to Mint's brush number 20. much better. Again, focusing highest pigmentation at the outer edge. And with whatever product is left on your brush, you can drag it towards the inner corner. So far, I am really loving this palette. No complaints whatsoever. I'm back in with a little bit more of bitter, just to blend out any harsh edges, using that same brush we used for the transition shade. Brow bone, I'm now going to take the shade Framed, and I hope this one works out for the brow bone, because the last thing I need is to apply another very soft transitional shade at my brow bone. This one does have a very soft sheen to it. So it's very, very subtle. It's like a soft, super soft peach shade. So I'm just adding the tiniest amount, and I'm using Delium Tool 776 brush for this application. I usually like sticking with a matte white eyeshadow, but I wanted to use just this palette. So this color is actually really nice for the brow bone. Just taking it down just a little bit. For the eyelid, I'm now going to use the shade Flame, but this one you might get fallout. So I am going to apply a separate eye base for this application. So the next eye base I'm going to apply is called Rubenesque by MAC. Or you could also use Maybelline's Color Tattoos Cream Eyeshadow. Taking this Crown eyeshadow brush, it is another one exactly like the one I used to apply my eyeshadow base. I'm just going to very gently pat down Rubenesque. So now that I finished applying Rubenesque, I am going to apply a little bit more of Delete, that dark brown eyeshadow at the outer corner. That way I don't disturb the eyeshadow shade that I am about to apply, because it is filled with glitter in it. So only at the outer edge, and then we can do a very light blend, so it does not have to look super perfect right now. At this point, we're ready to apply this gorgeous shade that is called Flame. This one is a little bit dusty, so you want to spritz your brush with a little bit of water, taking Sedona Lace's EB09. I'm going to gently start patting this shade on. Spritzing your brush with water or your setting spray is going to ensure that there is absolutely no fallout whatsoever. And if you lay down an eye base that is similar to the eye color that you are applying to your lids, it's just going to help it stand out even more. This is a beautiful orange color for the fall. Taking the same blending brush I used to apply Delete, the dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm very softly blending right over, very gently, back and forth. The next shade I want to use for the lower lash line, I really want to use something colorful. It's a bluish purple color called Beat Down, and it's just really pretty. Now this brush might be a little bit too big, so I'm going to get a flat tipped one. This pencil brush I just used is Sedona Lace's 904, but I found it to be a little bit too big, so I'm now switching over to Cosmetics Smudger brush. Don't you guys hate it when you get eyeshadow in your eyeball? I figured this palette has color, so why not use it? I need to get rid of the eyeshadow that's in my eyeballs. This is such a pretty purple bluish shade. And I'm thinking of even using a blue liner at my waterline, but I'm not sure yet. When I get to the inner corner, using the tip of the brush, I'm just angling it to create that little sharp edge. Now I'm just taking Luxie Beauty's little tapered blending brush and adding a little bit of that transition shade. I'm going to just start blending right underneath. I am really undecided as to which color to apply at my waterline. Wouldn't it be cool if I were to add a blue liner, or dark blue, navy blue, or a purple? I think it would look so pretty, but I don't know. I'm going to complete my eyebrows. I do have a brow tutorial and I will link it in the description box for you guys. I'll be right back. I'm back with my completed eyebrows. Took a closer look at this smoky eye look and I realized I really wanted to smoke out just a little bit more right at the outer corner. So I'm going to go back in with that dark brown Delete shade, and I'm going to use my favorite angled eyeshadow brush from BH Cosmetics. Very gently, soft little short strokes. Deposit this at the outer edge, only as high up as the width of this brush, and then gently just sweep in. See how that just automatically makes a difference? It just really smokes it out. And I'm going to go back in with Mint's blending brush and very softly, just going to do a very light blend. Waterline, this was beyond a tough decision, but I'm going to use Uico's Graphic Eyes eyeliner in the shade Cool Factor. Because this liner does have a metallic finish, this gives it a really nice contrast. My upper waterline, I'm going to use Kat Von D's Autograph Pencil in the shade Puro Amor, and this is a black liner. When I do this application, I kid you not, I feel like it's going to come off on camera like this is Exorcist. And I just grip it very gently, look down, and make sure that the pencil is rubbing back and forth, and it just gets the top waterline. For liner, I'm going to use my favorite NYC liquid liner, and I'm going to be silent for this application. That way I don't mess up. Lashes on, I'm only going to apply mascara at the base. I did cover my lash band already. I am highlighting. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe it myself. Tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Big hugs and kisses, and I will see you guys very soon. I feel so weird with my hair up. It just feels like not me, but usually this is how I have it when I'm home. So I have no idea why I feel so funny, but